Within just 6 hours after going to bed, a 74-year-old man who was in perfect health suddenly passed away, all because he slept in the wrong position. And what is truly frightening is that millions of other elderly people are sleeping in the exact same way every night in their own homes, completely unaware that they may be putting themselves in an extremely dangerous situation, sleep apnea strokes, or even sudden death during the night. This video will help you clearly identify that deadly sleeping position, explain why it is especially dangerous for seniors, and most importantly, show you how to protect your loved ones starting tonight with a few incredibly simple yet surprisingly effective adjustments. So do not look away. Every second of this video might be the very thing that saves someone you love. If you care about your health, leave a comment below with a positive affirmation, like a promise to yourself to attract good things into your life. For example, I choose safe sleep every night, or share any personal intention you have. And do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel, so you never miss important content like this again. Let us create a space full of positive energy to protect and care for our loved ones together. So what exactly is the sleeping position that is dangerous enough to take the life of an elderly person in just one night? Right now, we are about to uncover this surprising truth. First, sleeping on your back. Sleeping on your back, a position many elderly people prefer, often feels comfortable and relaxing. It seems like it does not put pressure on any specific part of the body. Many believe that this posture helps improve blood circulation, reduces back pain, and prevents chest discomfort. But what very few people realize is that in old age, the body no longer responds the same way, and sleeping on your back can actually be a silent killer during the night. When you lie on your back, your tongue and the muscles around your throat, which have weakened over time, tend to fall backward due to gravity. In younger people, the body is strong enough to keep the airway open, but for seniors, changes in soft tissue structure and reduced nerve control make it easier for the airway to become partially or fully blocked. As a result, the amount of oxygen reaching the lungs is significantly restricted. This does not just lead to loud snoring, a clear sign that airflow is being obstructed, but can also cause a condition called obstructive sleep apnea. This condition causes a repeating cycle of breath holding and gasping throughout the night. Oxygen levels in the blood drop to dangerous levels, the heart has to speed up to compensate for the lack of oxygen, and the entire body enters a state of extreme stress, all while the person sleeping has no idea. For elderly individuals, especially those with a history of high blood pressure, irregular heartbeat, diabetes, or previous minor strokes, this can be truly dangerous. The heart can no longer tolerate extended periods of oxygen shortage, and the brain becomes more sensitive to oxygen deprivation. And then the worst can happen: cardiac arrest, stroke, or even death in the middle of the night. In fact, many medical studies have recorded that the number of sleep apnea episodes increases significantly when people sleep on their backs compared to when they sleep on their side. A study published in the journal Sleep found that sleeping on your back can double or even triple the number of apnea events, especially in people over 65 years old. And the most dangerous part is this: those suffering from apnea often do not wake up, do not call for help. They simply slip deeper into sleep and sometimes never wake up again. Beyond harming the heart and lungs, prolonged oxygen deprivation caused by sleeping on your back can also seriously affect the brain. A brain that does not receive enough oxygen cannot properly recover overnight, leading to confusion in the morning, poor memory, reduced clarity, and even an earlier onset of Alzheimer's disease. And all of that can begin with a sleeping position that seems completely harmless. Second, sleeping on your stomach. Sleeping on your stomach, also known as lying face down with your head buried in the pillow, is a position some people choose because they feel hugging the pillow helps them sleep better. Some elderly people with back pain or acid reflux believe that this position eases pressure on the abdomen and prevents nighttime reflux. But in reality, it puts the entire body under stress, and those effects are much more dangerous than you might think. especially for seniors. When you lie on your stomach, your chest, where the lungs and heart are located, is pressed against the mattress. Your ribcage no longer has enough space to expand naturally during breathing, so the lungs cannot fully inflate, and oxygen intake is greatly reduced. Airflow is restricted, breathing becomes shallow, and the brain begins to suffer from silent oxygen deprivation without the sleeper ever realizing it. And that's not even considering the heart, the organ that works non-stop throughout a person's life, being squeezed between the rib cage and the body's own weight. For people with cardiovascular issues, like an enlarged heart failure or high blood pressure, prolonged pressure on the heart can lead to arrhythmias, reduced blood flow to vital organs, and a high risk of stroke or cardiac arrest during sleep. The neck and spine also suffer. When sleeping on your stomach, you have to twist your head to one side just to breathe. This twists the cervical spine all night long, disrupting blood flow to the brain and causing neck, shoulder, and upper back pain in the morning. If this happens night after night, it can lead to chronic issues like dizziness, reduced blood supply to the brain, and even balance problems upon waking. Studies have shown that in many unexplained cases of sudden death during sleep, most victims were found lying on their stomachs. Some observational studies have reported higher rates of sudden death during sleep when individuals were in the prone position, particularly in older adults. That is why experts urge extreme caution with this sleeping posture. What is even more concerning is that many people who sleep on their stomachs tend to hug their pillow and bury their face into it. This causes the nose and mouth to press directly into the pillow, increasing the risk of mechanical suffocation during deep sleep, especially for people with asthma, chronic nasal inflammation, or respiratory conditions. For example, Mrs. Anna, 79 years old from California, had chronic back pain and often slept on her stomach. One morning she did not wake up. Her family found her lying face down on the pillow, unresponsive. The doctor concluded that she had suffered acute respiratory failure, and the cause was directly linked to her sleeping position, which compressed her lungs and caused prolonged oxygen deprivation. We have just explored two sleeping positions that may seem harmless, but in reality, they can silently threaten a person's life. But how do you know if you or a loved one might be sleeping in danger? Fortunately, the body always sends signals, if you are willing to listen to those small but very important signs. The first and most common sign is loud snoring. Snoring is not a sign of deep sleep, as many people mistakenly believe. On the contrary, it is a warning that air is struggling to get through a narrowed or blocked airway. The louder the snoring, the more restricted the airflow, especially if you hear the snoring stop and then suddenly restart with a gasp. That is a clear sign of sleep apnea. During the day, the body also leaves behind clues from a night of unsafe sleep. If you often feel tired upon waking, unusually sleepy during the day, or wake up with a headache every morning, it is very likely you did not get enough oxygen during the night. Your eyes were closed, but your heart and brain were fighting to survive. These are direct consequences of prolonged oxygen shortage during sleep, which harms your body's ability to recover. Perhaps most important of all is the observation from your loved ones. If you sleep with someone, a spouse, a child, or a grandchild, and they have ever mentioned that your breathing seems weak, stops intermittently, or that you show signs of distress in your sleep, like gasping, clenching your fists, or breaking into a cold sweat, do not ignore it. That could be the moment your body is severely deprived of oxygen, your heart is overwhelmed, and your central nervous system is desperately trying to wake you up in time. These signs are gentle reminders, but they are also serious warnings that it is time for us to take action. So what exactly should we do to make sleep safer? Right now, here are the most important things you need to know and put into practice before it is too late. First, choose a safe sleeping position. The way you sleep does not just affect how comfortable you feel, it also impacts your breathing circulation and the body's ability to recover. This is especially true for older adults whose cardiovascular and respiratory systems are no longer as strong as they once were. Choosing the right sleeping position can be a matter of life or death. Among all sleeping positions, sleeping on the left side is rated by health experts as the safest and most beneficial for the heart and lungs. When lying on your left side, the weight of your internal organs does not press on your heart, allowing it to pump blood more easily throughout the body without resistance. At the same time, the lungs have more room to expand, which allows for deeper and more even breathing, something that is crucial during long hours of sleep. This position also helps the digestive system work more efficiently and reduces the risk of acid reflux, a common issue in older people, especially after dinner. When lying on the left side, the stomach and esophagus form a natural angle that helps keep acid from flowing upward into the throat, reducing the risk of coughing, shortness of breath, or waking up at night due to chest discomfort. On the other hand, two positions that should be strictly avoided, especially for those with heart or breathing problems, are sleeping on the back and sleeping on the stomach. As we discussed earlier, lying on your back can cause the tongue and throat muscles to collapse and block the airway, while sleeping on your stomach puts direct pressure on the heart and lungs, restricting chest expansion and making it harder to breathe. Second, use supportive pillows. Most people think that a soft pillow is enough for a good night's sleep, but the truth is, a pillow is not just there to rest your head. If used correctly, it can be a powerful tool for stabilizing your posture, relieving joint pressure, supporting breathing and protecting heart health all night long. This is especially helpful for older adults who tend to shift positions unconsciously while sleeping. The right kind of pillow can help them maintain a safe sleeping posture throughout the night without discomfort. Let's start with a cervical pillow. These pillows are shaped to follow the natural curve of the neck, keeping the cervical spine aligned with the upper back. This is crucial because if your head is pushed too high or drops too low during sleep, your neck may twist unnaturally, pinching nerves and restricting blood flow to the brain. For seniors who are already at risk of reduced brain blood flow and dizziness, a proper cervical pillow helps maintain consistent blood circulation, reducing the chances of headaches, stiff neck, and shoulder pain in the morning. Next is the pillow placed between the knees, a small trick but incredibly helpful, especially for those who sleep on their side. When lying on your side, your knees often rub or collapse together, placing uneven pressure on the hips and spine. Placing a soft pillow between your legs helps keep your hips and lower back aligned, relieves stress on the lower back and knees, and makes it easier to maintain a natural side sleeping posture. This can help prevent you from waking up with soreness or numbness during the night. You can also consider using a full body pillow or a contoured body support pillow. These can support your arms and legs while giving a sense of comfort and security, helping older adults sleep more soundly with fewer position changes. For seniors who live alone, the feeling of being embraced during sleep can ease anxiety and loneliness, which also has a big impact on sleep quality. One important reminder, a higher or softer pillow is not always better. A pillow that is too high can bend your neck, making it harder to breathe. A pillow that is too soft may not provide enough support. Choose a pillow that has medium firmness, supportive, but not too hard, made of breathable, hypoallergenic materials to keep you comfortable all night long. Third, treat any underlying medical conditions. One of the most common mistakes people make about sleep, especially older adults, is assuming that snoring loudly or feeling tired during the day is just a normal part of aging. But in reality, many sleep problems are closely linked to chronic medical conditions that have not been properly treated. If left unaddressed, these conditions can lower sleep quality and lead to serious heart-lung or even life-threatening complications. Loud snoring, gasping for air at night, or constant fatigue during the day, even after getting enough hours of sleep, could be signs of a condition called obstructive sleep apnea. This is a fairly common condition among middle-aged and older adults, but it is often overlooked. Obstructive sleep. Apnea causes oxygen levels in the blood to drop throughout the night, silently damaging the heart blood vessels and brain. The good news is that obstructive sleep apnea can be diagnosed and effectively treated if detected early. The first thing you should do is visit a respiratory specialist or a sleep specialist. Usually they will recommend a sleep study, which can be done at home or at a clinic to measure how many times you stop breathing, your oxygen levels, heart rate, and other important indicators while you sleep. If the test confirms that you have moderate to severe obstructive sleep apnea, a device called continuous positive airway pressure will likely be recommended. This is a small machine that delivers a gentle stream of air through a mask worn over your nose or mouth to keep the airway open during sleep. While it may take some time to get used to, continuous positive airway pressure has been proven to be the most effective treatment for managing sleep apnea. It improves sleep quality, lowers blood pressure, stabilizes heart rhythms, and reduces the risk of strokes. Beyond continuous positive airway pressure, if you have chronic conditions like high blood pressure, heart failure, diabetes, obesity, or acid reflux, it is extremely important to manage these as well. These conditions not only raise the risk of sleep disorders, but also make it harder for the body to recover from nighttime oxygen deprivation. Taking care of your daytime health, managing medications, eating well, and staying physically active is one of the best ways to keep your loved ones safe, even while they sleep. Fourth, use sleep tracking technology. In today's world, where technology can monitor every step you take and every heartbeat throughout the day, using smart devices to track sleep quality, especially for older adults, is no longer a luxury or a complicated task. In fact, it is one of the simplest and most effective ways to catch silent risks during the night that you would never notice with the naked eye. One of the most common and easy-to-use tools is the smartwatch or fitness tracker. These devices not only track your steps, heart rate, and daily activity, but they can also monitor your heart rate while sleeping, blood oxygen levels, breathing patterns, and overall sleep quality. Some can even detect whether your sleep is deep interrupted or if your heart rate is irregular. For elderly people who are more likely to suffer from sleep apnea, nighttime arrhythmias, or drops in blood oxygen, these numbers could be the key to detecting problems early before it is too late. A small watch on the wrist can record data overnight, and the next morning, you or your loved ones can view the results on a phone or share them with a doctor for a clearer picture of your health. Some advanced devices even have alert features that notify you if your heart rate becomes too low or too high, or if your oxygen levels fall below safe thresholds. For seniors living alone, these can be silent but powerful companions, identifying dangers even during deep sleep when they are unable to notice anything wrong. In addition to watches, other sleep monitoring tools are now widely used, such as finger-worn pulse oximeters for overnight blood, oxygen saturation tracking, or sensors placed under the mattress that measure heart rate and breathing. These can send data to a phone or directly to a medical center if something unusual happens. This is especially helpful for people with serious health conditions who need continuous monitoring without disrupting their sleep. However, the key is choosing the right device and not being misled by flashy advertisements. Prioritize products from trusted brands with medical certifications or recommendations from doctors. And most importantly, make sure the device is easy for seniors to use with a simple interface, large readable text, comfortable to wear, and not disruptive during sleep. A sleeping position may seem simple, but it can be the deciding factor between a restful night of recovery and a night filled with risk. This is especially true for older adults when the body has grown weaker and the heart and lungs are no longer as resilient. Every small detail about sleep deserves careful attention. Your sleeping posture, the type of pillow you use, whether or not underlying conditions are under control, and even using technology to monitor sleep. All of these are essential links in the chain that helps ensure every night of rest is safe, comfortable, and complete. Do not wait until something bad happens to start caring. Take action today. Adjust your sleeping position. Share this information with your loved ones, and if needed, take them for a sleep health checkup. Just one small change today could lead to many more healthy tomorrows. If you found this video helpful, leave a comment with a positive affirmation like, "I choose safe sleep for my loved ones," or share your thoughts below. And do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, so you will not miss out on practical, valuable content like this. Let us raise awareness and take action for safer sleep and for a healthier life for everyone we love.